I know you're the worrying kind. Is there any way, or do you like not being found? In time the light will fade. Don't you know I worry about you all the time?
I just want Good afternoon and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Zotac Cup, where we have two amazing best of threes lined up for you today. So, before we get any further with the game, before we get any further to the action, a huge shout out to our sponsors to make all this possible. Of course, the
Yeah.
Zotac Cup is powered by NVIDIA, LG Ultragear, Crucial, and Corsair. So, you look the best, you feel the best, you play the best. What else do you need?
Nothing much, just air, water, shelter. That's about it. And amazing Valorant action that we are currently here to provide for all of you. OG, like you mentioned, two best of threes. And in these two best of threes, a total of 4 teams participating in these qualifiers. And I think these matches, well, they are looking to be bangers. These teams, they have a bit of safety net. And I'm not talking overall, I'm just talking in BO3s. You have multiple maps. But what that also means is for all the members of the audience, everyone watching, there are multiple maps, and there's so many times you will be able to witness your favorite plays from your favorite players on your favorite maps. So that is what excites me. Is the Zotac Cup, we are starting off. The BO3s are here, best of ones. They have come to an end, and now we are progressing further and further. And the level of teams, well, it's getting higher and higher. Soon
Yeah.
enough, it'll just be the cream of the crop. The best of the best from South Asia and Southeast Asia. And these teams, well, they will be fighting for not only spots, limited amount of spots that will be available later on in the cup, but for all the glory and everything attached with it as well.
For sure, man. And with the best of ones coming to an end, like you said, the chances of
Right.
an upset also become very slim, right? Now it's going to
Mm-hmm.
take the true 9 miles to decide who's going to be the winner, even if there's going to be the underdog upset. So it's going to be interesting going forward, especially with the best of three, to see if anybody is out there to prove themselves, because this will be the final test of maybe an up and coming team. So that's what we
Right.
have to look forward to. And talking about up and coming names, we have quite a bit that's on our hands today, right? So before the veto, before anything else, we have ourselves a reckoning esports, a team that we did get to see yesterday. We have ourselves Orgless 5, a team that started to look really good, but
Mm-hmm.
they could use this tournament as a benchmark. They could use this tournament as a testament to their skill, their perhaps grit. With yesterday's
Mm-hmm.
look, if they're able to carry it forward, there's a good chance that they might be title favorite, at least contenders to some extent.
Certainly. So, in both of these teams, well, this isn't the only tournament hosted by the Esports Club where we have seen these two teams already. Over at the Gauntlet, as soon as, well, a couple of hours ago, we saw Reckoning Esports play against the side of Team Valo, and they did end up defeating them. We'll get more into the match details very, very quickly once we get to know about the maps which will be played right now and stuff. But yeah, Reckoning Esports, they've started off on a strong foot, and then the side of August 5 as well. I have to say that even, they had a bit of a shaky start at the Gauntlet. They played their first BO3 against God Particles. And the
Yeah.
thing is, both of these teams, they aren't in the same group. One is in Group A, the other in Group B. So they won't get to face off against each other the Gauntlet anytime soon. Maybe in the playoffs. And the thing is, OG, if they do end up against each other in the playoffs through some way, this is going to be a great benchmark for them to remember their last interaction, their last altercation against each other, and they can play on the basis of that, study this best of three extremely heavily, because both of these two teams, and I'm just talking about the players themselves, among all the roster changes that have happened, players leaving the teams, joining the teams, organizations dropping their rosters, organizations picking up new rosters, we have two teams which have experienced players who have a lot of experience, who are known names here at tier 2 and tier 1 South Asian Valorant. But as squads in which they're playing right now, it's still up for debate how strong they are. They still have a lot to prove to everyone and to themselves as well.
For sure, man. And tournaments like these, especially tournaments which are open in nature, requires it to be a little more, strenuous to some extent. You
Right.
might not anticipate what's gonna lie ahead of you. In the sense of Gauntlet, yeah, I get it. You get 16 teams, and you essentially
Mhm.
have a good idea what you're heading into, right? Right now, it's
Right.
gonna be like the dark trenches. So they better be ready to get into the thick of it. And single elimination, I think, is the thing that's gonna put maybe a couple of these players on edge. No second chances. You get one shot, you get one opportunity to make it. So It's either take it or leave it, man.
Absolutely true. Yeah. Unlike the Gauntlet, where it's a league system where, okay, even if you start off with a loss, you know what? It's a long season. It's going to take multiple months. Then you have the playoffs. You just need to be in the top four. Here, no. Here, win. That's it. Full stop. You have to win. There's nothing else you can do. You can't. There's no other way for you to progress in the tournament other than to defeat your rivals whom you're paired up against. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what Reckoning and Orgless 5 find themselves in. And for both of these rosters, we talked about the roster changes. For the side of Orgless 5, interesting stuff. They used to be known as they used to be known by Esports EXO until that roster was dropped, and now they're looking for an organization. For the side of Reckoning Esports, they dropped their own roster, and their current roster is, well, used to go by Weird Esports. And that's the thing. Both EXO and Weird Esports have also played in past tournaments, multiple tournaments, and that's exactly why I was saying that these players are household names. Mostly everyone knows these players, all 10 of them that we will be seeing in the server very shortly, that we will be seeing in front of our screens. But there's a big but right here. That is going to be the roster changes that have taken place. Players have left these teams, players have joined these teams, and yet again, it leads into our favorite conversation, which is always how do these teams change their play style? First, if we talk about the maps which they did used to like, do they still like them now? If you're on the topic of maps, OG, why not bring up the map pool first of all? Why not bring up the map veto and have a look at the 3 maps that we will be witnessing here in this best of 3 as well? So, Ascent, Haven, Split, pretty common 3 maps, I'd say. Nothing out of the ordinary, no Fracture, no Breeze, nothing like that, especially considering the recent change that Breeze got. I think we're
Yeah.
going to see a small dip in Breeze play, at least for a week, and then it should be fine. But for now, Ascent, Haven, Split, what are your thoughts about these maps and how these teams will be playing here?
I mean, like you said, household map pool. So, in a sense, like right off the bat, I'm expecting that double initiator composition coming in from either side. On Haven and Split, it's arguable as you can employ multiple strategies. But yeah, with Ascent, Sova is pretty integral to the map and your ability to find success on it. So, I think that's the route and trajectory that we're going to be headed. Of course, things will change as the pendulum swings. Right? You have no clue what we're heading into. Maybe this is when people might start throwing curveballs, as we might just be seeing the new update come to a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
relevance here. They did buff
True.
so they buffed a lot of those eco kind of guns, the Bulldog, the Ares of
Bulldog, Ares,
your
yep.
arsenal, but they also kind of nerfed the Spectre, which I'm really happy about. And they nerfed it in a way where the initial prey accuracy is inaccurate for the first few
Couple of
seconds.
bullets, I
That
think,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays into action, because we've seen a lot of mobile jet, a lot of mobile raise action. So yeah, just looking forward to how this entire patch is going to play into this trend of watching change in tournaments.
Certainly, so not just tournaments, but also all my like iron teammates who are just like, I'm gonna buy the Ares, I'm gonna spam down Ascent lane, I'm going to get those skills, and I'm like, earlier I used to be like, just get the Spectre, we want just get the Spectre, it's fine, it's fine. Now at least there's some defense, some credibility to what they're doing. But for these players, they need all the credibility, they need the best defense in the world, because they aren't playing against irons. Sure, they are playing for a lot of iron, gold, and silver in the terms of a $15,000 cash prize, which can buy you a lot of those precious metals. However, you're also playing for glory. You're also playing against former teammates, former best players of South Asia, and new rosters as well. So, for both Reckoning, for both Orgless 5 as well, I have to consider that. These changes are going to lead to interesting implications. The reason I say that is because it's only been what, legit hours since the update just dropped.
Yeah.
So these players, they haven't had a lot of time to theory craft. I mean, we all saw the patch notes a while ago, but that's the thing. Theory crafting and knowing that, okay, the Spectre spray is kind of sort of now diminished and it's going to be, the Spectre will be nerfed. It's quite different to actually seeing the Spectre play out, and it's going to be quite different seeing how these agents, they choose their guns. But for now, we are going to be seeing how these players choose their agents. Let's jump into the agent selection screen and let's have a look at the compositions that both Reckoning and Orgless 5 will be going for.
Yeah, it's like expected. You have that double initiator on either side, the
Right.
Sova being a staple on this map, and like we did see yesterday, the Sky and the KO being split by either team. So that's going to be standard alongside the Astra pickup. The Jet, again, one of the more staple duelists on this map, alongside what I would say my favorite is would be Raze, uh, due to the fact that her utility can just completely hamper any kind of fast play towards either
Right.
main. So you essentially have a lot of hold with aggressive utility. And yeah, the Killjoy. So we're gonna see everything that's expected out of a team in an Ascent game. The only thing is, are we gonna get to see anything unexpected in the terms of a whitewash? Because I'm expecting today to be relatively close in terms of the
Select your
matchup.
agent.
I wouldn't. I mean, in terms of playstyles, you do bring up an interesting point, but I think considering the fact these teams are still in that uncertain region about their synergy, about how they are gelling well as a squad of new members, and this applies to both Rec and the side of Orgless 5 as well. I'd say they would like to take things a bit slowly. I'd say that they are not going to take a lot of risks. They know how valuable this is. They know that their opponents can be lethal if they play the correct style of Valorant. So any sort of risks, any sort of gambles, I don't think we'll be witnessing too many of them. However, it's South Asia. There's going to be something. It can't be what South Asia and a regular game of Valorant. I'm sorry, that's just not possible. It's not there. But again, all jokes aside, I'm still excited to see these two teams face off against each other because it's going to be one of the very few times we'll be seeing them. Hopefully in the future more, but as of now, like we said, in the gauntlet, they're not in the same group. So this best of three, it decides a lot and it makes everything interesting for all of us as well. So if we're talking so much about the game, let's jump into the game itself. Let's start off the pistol round, Reckoning Esports and Orgless 5.
Yeah, by the looks of it, Smoker is set up for something aggressive. And he has the half armor as well. So we might be getting to see something spicy right off the bat as Rio lines up a little bit of saving grace in terms of the shock dart and maybe the recon bolt early as well. Placed down the recon, instantly dealt with. Smoker, he spots Blackhawk, but that's enough for him to fall back.
Placing swarm
The swarm grenade alongside
out.
the boatload of utility is gonna consume Blackhawk, and it's gonna take him to his eventual grave. The early man advantage now in the pistol as Reckoning Esports are just looking to reset and recompose. This is gonna be a little hard for the side of Orgless 5 to push through, but with the utility being drawn out and being waited out as well, this is their opportunity. Rio gonna be tagged in by the drone, spots in a recon off himself. Smoker, he needs to play off his teammate here, and he needs to find timing. Rio and Smoker find a kill each, which allows them to fold this defense. The 2 versus 4 as Bad Love sprays in a little bit of salt and makes it a salty bay action. 1-0. And this was the ideal start for the side of Reckoning. Their play in the pistol was just down to each other, teamwork and utility. That's all that they needed, and that's all they did to win it.
Certainly, Sami, having a look at all the utility that was spent on the bomb side as well, not just as soon as Orgless 5 were trying to execute, but even after to an extent, they took control. Reckoning still didn't give up. They were using their utility and their peaks were just well synergized and well choreographed with how they were using all of the utility to evade off the attackers. And right now we already see the new gun in action. Ares with his better spray gets the first kill. The Marshal's also there. The Marshal gets the second, and Badler will still be playing the same angle as Aya. He gets one more kill for his team, but he's the only person alive. And what he doesn't know is that Bad Luck is right here on the corner. He spots him. That's a quick 3k. Quick round for Reckoning, done and dusted.
Yeah, and he does trade his Marshall out for the Spectre. Kind of sad, you know, Marshall fanboy here. Ares, though, just decimates them. Dude, I assume that we might not be seeing any bit of this during the game. I assume that all this is going to be discovered in ranked first, but nah, they're feeling it. They're feeling the weapon changes. I like the fact that we're getting to see the Ares up on the big stage here. So 2-0, it's going to be Reckoning Esports playing their bonus. But are they going to be able to play their cards right is the question. They can't take aggressive long-range fights, which means they're going to be controlling a lot of these fights and ensuring that they come close to range. So they'd be the ones having the advantage in that kind of gunfight. The only question is, with the amount of utility that's going to be on the side of Orgless, is this even going to be possible? They hold them at bay. So mid control, even though on the side of Orgless, they're made to work for it and they're made to wait for it as well. Pixel just waiting and biding his moment, dodging bullets, man. The tango of death, that's what you'd call that. Luckily, he manages to keep himself alive through that. And you notice the rotation is already in through the B side with double attack in towards A short for a quick backstab. So if the side of Orgless want to make this hit stick, they better do it fast or else it's gonna stink.
Oh yeah, I think it already has strong. Aya's there. Aya gets a double from Market. But Bad Love is right here. The Seekers, they won't be destroyed. Bad Love has been concussed. And he still gets the kill with the Spectre. The Spectre is still great. At close quarter combat, Smokey is there. And now we're going to be seeing a rotation happen from the side of Orgless 5. Reckoning are aware of it. Are they going to be peeking from defender side at spawn? At the moment, not entirely. So they are going to be playing for a retake. And the thing is, are they aware about Vexy's location? Rio is going all the way. That's a long rotation, Rio. Going from attacker spawn. Smokey, he's going to be cutting a few corners. He's going to be cutting through mid.
They're gonna be spotted though. The tag.
He's gonna tag a little bit. But now Smokey is aware about the location. And he still have Blackhawk present. So Blackhawk as well playing towards Gardens. He has gotta be silent. He needs to net a kill. Oh, he does spot Smokey. So now Reckoning know that both members are right here on Heaven. And that's exactly what they're going for. The tag goes through. The spike half. No, it's not been diffused as of now. That's one kill. That's Vexy all alone. And that's Rio with a total of 3 kills. And Reckoning with a total of 3 rounds.
Oh my goodness, that small window of opportunity that they missed. As soon as Rio was tagged with the drone, all he could do there was hide. Because either side he moves, it's either a spammable box right in front of him or open air, where in either he'd be in a significant disadvantage. So that small timing window that they had to make something happen, Vexy really needed to swing and make that fight happen, which he sadly wasn't able to. That 2 versus 2. That was fate going the way of Reckoning Esports, because that could have easily turned the other way. Let's see what the game plan is for Orgless. We have Sai, who's very far away from his Bladestrom, which you don't really expect, right? He's still not gotten a single frag.
3 rounds.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, this is the Sai that was feeling explosive yesterday. You better hope that he wakes up and feels the same level of I don't know, animosity? I think that's a strong word. But what else is strong is this position from Smoker. He might just choose to play this one aggressive! The double spray! It's beautiful! And Rio flexing as hard as his teammates. Oh my goodness. They just walk right into that.
I mean, it was another example of just walking into what you're not aware of. You know, looking at the Nebula, looking at the Killjoy Nano Swarms that were initiated and that was set up from the side of Reckoning as well. The Orgless 5, they were just walking into the Lion's Den. However, they still pushed. And considering the fact that, yes, they had sheriffs, it wasn't the strongest buy, you know, they had to stick together. I get that. But at the same time, they genuinely had no clue what they were walking into. Sky's Trailblazer was used to evade everything from Market. It couldn't get any more information about the bomb site as well. And the side of Orgless 5, well, they did have the Sova, but the Recon Bolt and the Owl Drone couldn't do much as well. And Smoker from that power position alongside Rio just tore apart everything that Orgless 5 were planning. As right now, Rio looks to tear apart Orgless 5 yet again. Bad Luck gets the opening kill. Deadly 10 will be peeking. Again, more and more kills just flowing in favor of Reckoning with no end to them whatsoever.
Exactly. It's just gunfights being won out. Straight, square, whatever. All I know is it looks dominant. And I'm not 100% sure what the strategy there was. for the side of Orgless, as soon as that Hunter's
Right.
Fury came out, it feels like everybody was on red alert and whatever they were working for came for a dead halt, right? At that point, the aggression shown by Reckoning was just perfectly timed. It caught everybody from Orgless in a frenzy, and that's never where you want to be caught off guard, right? And Sai's still so far away from getting his Bladestrom up online. He needs maybe that orb and another kill on the back of it. Bad love. I think he's been one of the more aggressive players now. With that operator, he's gonna let everybody else walk into his crosshair. He's waiting for Sai, and he knows that Sai is gonna be eager for getting something done.
Again.
Double setup to his shot yet again, dude. It's something that we've seen so often, and Vexy, I think he's so aware of it. The only question is, do they finally fully clear it? Well, doesn't seem like they're gonna get an opportunity to.
Yeah, no matter what Orgless 5 are trying, they're just dry picking corners at the end of the game. Again, another example of that. All 3 kills that have happened, they have been dry peaks. This is still good from Aya. You know, one of the people who is getting consistent kills right now for Orgless 5. In this round, he'll be the only person getting a kill for the side of Orgless 5. But Reckoning Esports, they're just holding angles, patiently waiting for Orgless 5. Let's watch this instant replay. Sai, not a lot of support, just shoulder peeking that. Then came the second kill onto Vexy from Pixels. Again, just shoulder peeking that, got punished for it. Then Pixels, another shoulder peek, the same angle, and guess what happened, OG? The side of Orgless 5, they got punished for it.
They got punished for it, but doesn't seem like a new story, right? 6-0, as the punish just continues to happen. And Orgless, dry on rounds. For now, the setup from Bad Love, they have utility on the side of Orgless to clear this, but are they going to be diligent to do so? That's the true question here. As we see both Sai and Bad Love wielding their big snipers, the only question is who's going to use their big gun in a smart way. That's going to make the biggest difference. Rui has been very patient with how long he's been waiting with that recon dart, which means that the timing that he uses it has so much more effect in terms of the value of that information. The later it is, the more evident what the play is. So 50 seconds left on the clock. He's gonna get a boatload of information on the back of this recon, and he has the Odin. Oh my god, this is the salty silver that we all know and love, but we all despise to play against. Rio, don't do them this dirty. Don't do it, my man, please. Have some humanity. Oh, you can see the... Oh my gosh. Dude,
Spike down.
I want the admin to maybe report Real. Like, I'll try to do it on my PC as well. This is too salty, man. Whew.
It's smart. I mean, it's all. I mean, come on, it's an Odin. Yes, it is. But it's still smart. I love what the one thing I'm liking from Reckoning is that okay, we're talking about Orgless 5, a couple of mistakes that they're making, but Reckoning, they're not falling for anything Orgless 5 are doing. They did not fall for this passive play. You know, I think that the theory Orgless 5 were applying in this round was let's play passively, maybe lure those guys into our crosshairs, kill them, then execute on the bomb side. Reckoning, they were like, no, we're just going to stay in the bomb side, use our utility at the crux of the moment, much like how Rio used that recon bolt. They could use multiple of those bits of utility, and then they just played on the basis of that. They don't need to progress any further because they are on defense. And right now as well, it's round number 7. Let's have a look at this round. The members of Orgless 5 are not the strongest guy. They're pushing into A. Reckoning are going to let them, maybe because they have 4 ultimates on board and they can use all of them for the retake. Speaking of all of them, one of them is going to be used not from Reckoning but rather from Orgless 5 to evade away the attackers from the bomb side, and they need to find a way to destroy the Skilljoy lockdown, or well, they will be choosing the other option, which is going to be escape away. One person has unfortunately been detained, and now the retake happens in full force. Bad luck, he skips Aya, and Aya gets one from inside the smoke. The Odin goes brr, but Aya, all he needs is a couple of bullets, and Bad Love's in the bomb side. He gets one, he sees Aya, but he won't have enough time. Neither will the members of Reckoning as Orgless 5 close out their first round.
And you know what the worst part of that round is for the side of Reckoning? It was the most crucial member who was detained. It was Pixels. If he wasn't detained, they had that astral divide up early. They could have gotten ready for that retake very quickly. But that one player being detained gave so much room for Orgless Fight to set up for that post plan that they got the backstab on a garden where they found their way up to heaven. They got perfect angles on everybody retaking the site. It felt almost undoable thereafter. Nonetheless, one thing that makes this very doable is the money that Reckoning Esports have accrued throughout the first half. The only question is, are they gonna fall flat twice? Because that's the prime way of losing whatever momentum that you've gained. Deadly is gonna make his way back from what would have been a deadly situation. And this aggression from Smoker, they've been relentless in their pursuit for information, for kills, and this shows their confidence. It's blooming, and so is Bad Love's operator. The spike down retrieved as well, but information relayed. They've used the Seekers, and they're gonna be playing aggressive on the back of this to get not only position, but hopefully objective secured. They know exactly what lies ahead of them. The fragment thrown away, but Aya playing this one aggressive. Pixel's perfect cover and perfect teamwork keeps Deadly alive, and this in the advantage of the side of Reckoning. Perfect overload, no more utility for the side of Orgless to work with, and this means that it's all gonna come down to the aim duel. Sai holds this with the operator as he can't perform this operation in surgical fashion. He's denied that kill, and he's gonna be playing aggressively and working for it with the tailwind. It's not gonna be a reality though, as the instant decapitation from Pixels and the trades are phenomenal. Reckoning Esports, they give nothing away and take everything from the side of Orgless. 8-1, as it looks like this is gonna be a quick one. Hopefully, it's gonna be a much more calm situation in Haven, because in Ascent, yeah, it just looks like a Reckoning hype train at the moment.
Certainly does. I mean, you know, having we don't even need to have a look at anything like, you know, just surface level stuff is plenty to see what has been going on. Looking at the scoreboard as well, 2 deaths for Rio and Smoker. Out of 9 rounds, they have died twice. I mean, that's just the survival rate is quite insane right there, I have to say. And that's the thing, not only are they not dying, but they're also getting kills, saving credits, dealing damage to Orgless 5 and their members and their economy. Everything is just working for Reckoning, and I am just mentioning 2 players, not even the other 3, because everyone on the defense is performing, whether they be support or the primary initiator or even the duelists right now. Badlove, after getting 1 kill, he's there. It's a trade that has happened, and Badlove is still holding the angle, and it won't net him any kills. That was a little too close to the sun that he flew. However, Rio, he is still there with the Odin, and just... yeah, that's the Orgless 5. They've got 2 members alive, but they will be off against an Odin very soon.
Very soon indeed. Aya needs to work alongside his teammate here, and I think the tag should come in by Rio. This is the time that we need to see the sky shine. Are we gonna witness the 1 versus 2? Rio has been phenomenal on the Odin, and Pixel's been no slouch himself. He's been a very, very crucial member from the backlines. He's been aiding his team towards victory. And Aya now positions himself to go big in the 1 versus 2. Should get the plan off at Gen relatively peacefully, and the recon is still a couple seconds away, as it was momentarily used in B main prior. The door broken, which means Aya has a tough decision to make. Does he play towards main or hell? 7 seconds on the recon, which means it's possible for Rio to clear hell and then only concentrate in towards main, which is a thought that's on the back of Aya's mind. Oh, he should be able to dodge this recon. So information denied. Aya could go massive on the clutch. Here's the first person drop in, and Rio, he's just a sitting duck at that point. It's possible for him to use the guiding light in this clutch. Sadly, he did not have position on the bomb, which means Pixels had the advantage walking in. 9-1, and that could have been a round very easily have won by the side of Orgless. If only they would have held it together a little more in that 2 versus 2. Beautiful stuff though from Bad Love and the operator as he just continues to feel himself and his abilities. There's just no shortage of confidence where that came from.
That'll work.
Absolutely, and I think this confidence is not just like heading into the match. This confidence is newfound confidence that Reckoning have found the more they are playing these rounds. Because I don't think this was the mentality they went in heading into round number 1, the pistol on Ascent against Orgless 5. Then they were far more cautious. Then they were far more, you know, critical of how they wanted to play. Now it's more like no matter what happens, there is still a way we're gonna win. So let's play our best. Meanwhile, for the side of Orgless 5, they have to play their best round after round after round because of the differential, because of the extreme scenario that they have found themselves in. Down 8 rounds, potentially even more. And I'm just talking about the first half, not even the second one, not even the side swap. As right now, Orgless 5, they may be looking to swap their method of attack. They are looking to enter from market. Sai, he gets the kill. He's looking to retrieve the operator. He does, but in doing so, he loses a bit of his HP. Smoking on the bomb side. That is a double. Vexy gets the trade. However, Rio is still towards the back boathouse. There is Sova present, and he takes the duel. He takes the life. And Reckoning, they take away the 10th.
Wow. Talk about this being...
Last round
You know,
in the
I'm from the next time we're going to do that pre-game, dude, I'm going to stop mentioning that I'm expecting it to be a close game. Because whenever I do this... It's like, I don't know if it's me who's trying to screw over the chances of Orgless 5 winning this game, or is Orgless just having a slow day. Either could be true in this sense. One thing for sure though is that we have a map 2 regardless how the map 1 goes. So it's not going to be do or die just yet. There's still a chance that Orgless claw this way back and we might get to go, you know, the full distance. We might get to see a 3-map affair. That Astral Sock should keep the tail base at bay, but oh goodness, that is something that I think don't forget about. Exactly. This is the chaotic Valorant montage that you get to see, right?
Yeah, the incendiary from Deadly 10, okay, we can ignore that. But other than the util dump that just happened on A main, Gravity Well, Hunter's Fury, Killjoy, like everything, nanostorms, everything just went off. And now Pixels, he's looking to go off as well. He will be detained with how it looks like. Yes, he will be detained. Then gets a kill onto Bad Luck. Deadly 10 also falls. So does Pixels. And now Reckoning, well, at the moment they only have the KJ surviving. Smokey, he's going around, he's going for the long rotation, and I don't think Orgless 5 are expecting that just yet. With all of their attention turned to Rio on Heaven, using his shot dart, firing away, Smokey just has this golden opportunity to creep up. There isn't much utility that he'll have to destroy. All he has to destroy are the minds and the lives of the members of Orgless 5, and he has spotted the battle of the gun. Down goes the Nano Swarm. It will go off. That's an easy kill. And now Rio can push through as well.
Down.
Oh man, just the corner, just the corner. Blackhawk, can he survive? He's there. He's there. He's gotta be there. Again, beautiful, beautiful retake. Just methodical gameplay from Reckoning. And it was torturing. This felt like a torture scene from movies with how they just eliminated those final 2 members slowly. This was great to witness.
Switching sides.
That was just like what you call a slow roast, right? Using every piece of utility you have against them. Yeah. In a game of Valorant where it's all about the tactics and the team game, it looks beautiful, right? Some people would call that cringy in a ranked game, though. So, yeah.
Try hard. Why are you try harding?
Exactly. You know, you gotta give it to the side of Reckoning, though, because right now they've been very flawless. 11-1. I did not expect that I'd see this today, and this is a pleasant surprise, man. It shows the work that they've been putting in, and right now, more than the work that they've put in, it feels like it's aided them in their confidence. Every gunfight, every engagement, every trade, every clutch, every 2 versus 2, it felt like they were feeling it and they played like they had nothing to lose. Bad Luck does get the frag on a Blackhawk, and that's essentially Jet getting the kill on either side. As they flush in towards the A side, the trades go the way of Reckoning. Shock Dart. Don't think it did the connection there. As maintain this man advantage. They're gonna open up that door. And let's hope that Aya is able to open up with a kill.
He does, but so does Smokey. And
Last
again,
player
Reckoning Esports
standing.
maintain their man advantage, extend their man advantage, and I think they will be looking to extend their round count as well. Sai, he's there. He's already gotten 1 kill. That was his second. Now he has to look for 2 more. Heading into the bomb site, has his back turn on his opponent, and bad luck as a Jet takes away the life of another Jet. And Reckoning Esports as a roster,
Match point.
well, they are looking to take away the chances of another Orgless roster making their way down, progressing further in this tournament, because now it is match point. And the problem is, OG, Orgless 5 have no other choice but to go for like a force buy. I mean, if you lose this round, there's no point in equaling. There's no point talking about the economy of Orgless 5 anymore. Whatever they can buy, they have to. As for Reckoning, they have 11 rounds, and they just have to win a single one of them, and Ascent will be theirs.
For sure, man. So map point on the side of Reckoning. And it's gonna be the rest of Orgless forcing up everything that's left. The utility is what's been lethal, and it doesn't seem like Reckoning have any shortage of it whatsoever. They're able to isolate this, and okay, look questionable there for a second. Smoka gets the kill on Aya. The lockdown gonna be disposed as well. Wexy. Yeah, man, and
Packers
Tease.
win.
13-1, but Reckoning Esports clearly the better one, as it looks like they've done their homework, and with on the back of that, they hit victory together with teamwork.
They certainly did. And the worst part for Orgless 5 is that this was their map. Orgless 5 chose Ascent. Out of all the maps that they had, they chose Ascent. And Reckoning have now just defeated them 13-1 here. Now we're going to go on the choice of Reckoning themselves. That will be Haven. So Ascent not going, I mean, by a long shot, this wasn't going the way of Orgless 5. 13-1 is no joke,
Yeah.
especially when you're considering teams of the highest caliber of South Asia. 13-1 is just utmost defeat. You know, I mean, it's practically the same as 13-0. What else? So I have to say that Orgless 5, in the time they have right now, you know, they have to just regroup mentally together as a roster. I know a lot has gone through, a lot of changes have happened. I mean, that was practically the only thing we could talk about in the pre-match presentation. But right now, I have to consider that Orgless 5, they are in deep trouble, and they have to find their way out of this quicksand. Otherwise, it's going to drown them, and they are going to be tossed away, much like many other teams who have been eliminated from the Zotac Cup so far. And it will mean that Reckoning will be moving on forward, because as it stands right now, Reckoning have an extremely solid chance of being the victors of this BO3 in my eyes.
They might just make it a quick one as well, because 13-1, like you said, it's a whitewashed, right? So you better hope that there is some sort of homework done before we do head into Haven, and there is some sort of saving grace, because right now there's very little going the way of Orgless 5. The only thing going their way is the fact that this is a best of 3, and yesterday we got done with a best of 1. So they hopefully have something ready for us. And, you know, I'm really looking for this to go to all 3 maps. It deserves 3 maps, in my opinion, because both these teams, like you said, are dead even in terms of caliber. So, yeah, dude, if it's a close map the next time around, then certainly it could get heated up. But with the way it's going, it seems like Reckoning have control from top to bottom.
They certainly do, and I don't think Haven's going to be any easier for Orgless 5 to regain some of that control in this market shed they are fighting for against Reckoning. Reckoning, as an organization, I know for a fact, for some reason, they're just way too good on Haven. And I know this is very weird of me to mention it, because, yeah, the roster change just happened. You know, they're different players. What do you mean as an organization? That's just not possible. It depends on the players. But hear me out on this one. Reckoning has had perhaps two major roster changes in the past couple of months, with excluding this one would be their third. Every single time, whenever I see Reckoning play in any tournament whatsoever against any opponents whatsoever, they just end up obliterating them on Haven. They've had an extremely good track record here, and I now, well, the rational side of me takes the better half and says that it's a different roster, they're different players. It's not guaranteed they're going to have the dominant showing, but who knows? You know, maybe they can defeat Orgless 5. Maybe it's now not a case of which map you're playing, how you're going to be playing, but rather a case of just the mentalities and the mindset of these two teams just being extremely different. Reckoning, we already saw one of the consequences of them getting so many kills. One very specific round where Bad Love, even though he was being berated by the utility being thrown from Orgless 5 members, he was peaking and peaking and peaking. Ultimately, he did die, but he still got 1 or 2 kills towards there on B main. Reckoning are fearless right now. Meanwhile, Orgless 5, they could not be more fearful with what just happened. Let's have a look at the highlights and let's have a look at how Reckoning won round after round, making the least amount of mistakes they could.
Yeah, so it seems like the confidence was brimming off the bat in the pistol to some extent, with Smoker's aggressive setup towards B main, which essentially flood them into Rio, and they just used positioning and teamwork to just secure that pistol. And from there on after, it felt like even though things might have gotten a little close, Reckoning still felt like they had good bit of control, right? Throughout this opening segment of the game, it's been Bad Love playing aggressive, Bad Love feeling it with the Marshall. Eventually, when he did land his hands on the operator, I think that's when it was a little lights out, in some terms, for the side of Orgless. This was one of the crucial rounds that they did lose, right? That 2 versus 2, if the swing was a little wider the moment Rio was tagged, could have been their round. But again, these are the small rounds that make bigger differences in the bigger scheme of things. So plays like you did see in the round prior, those are just heroics, man. You very well could say the same about the other, because we've seen nasty clips of Psy, nasty clips of Wimp. You know, these guys are disgusting themselves. It's not like they lack that ability. It's just about who's being set up for it and who's having that field day themselves. Because sometimes you just need to be in that zone, bro.
Certainly. So, I mean, yeah, like all those cheesy tips, like, hey, sometimes your opponent is just having a good day. Nothing you can do about that. But honestly, in this case, Reckoning Esports, they are having an excellent day. I mean, they won their previous match against Team Valor today as well over the Gauntlet. They won Ascent. Ascent was an extremely close affair then as well. They won 14-12. So completely on the contrary to how this match went on this very map against Orgless 5. But Reckoning so far, here at the Esports Club, they have played 3 maps and they have won all 3 of them. So they are having an excellent day. I mean, the players are extremely glad with themselves and how they're performing. I think it's going to be all smiles and sunshines over the Reckoning Esports bootcamp. Meanwhile, for Orgless 5, yeah, there are still cracks that were witnessed over at Ascend. And right now, they haven't started off their journey in the best manner that they would like. But again, looking at these players, knowing these players, we know there's always room for improvement. We know that they will embark on that journey of improvement if the need be.
For sure, dude. And I think Rio in this game specifically showed us why Sova is a staple on Ascent, right? The amount of lockdown you have with the information, the amount of aggression that you can pose, it's just a very versatile package when it comes to Ascend. And yeah, for now, we just gotta pray and hope that the side of Orgless have come prepared with something else in the bag to show us. Otherwise, this looks to be a game, or a team, in fact, that they reckon to face. All pun intended. So heading into map 2, I think both of us have made our expectations clear. I just hope that the game plan is clear. At least for now, they have a small break to think it out. Even we have a small break to think it out. So while we get ready for game 2, ladies and gentlemen, do grab yourself some popcorn and relax, because it's going to be a long day, and we'll be back in just 5 minutes.
Welcome back, everyone. You currently are watching the Zotac Cup powered by NVIDIA GeForce, Crucial, LG Ultragear, and Corsair. I'm CCV, joined alongside OG Dolores Chicken. And OG, we are bringing to you South Asian qualifiers, out of which the first best of three is upon us, out of which already, we have seen a map. And Reckoning Esports up against Orgless 5s. With players who are known amongst almost everyone in the South Asian Valorant scene. However, this wasn't something that anyone in the South Asian Valorant scene was expecting, especially with how map 1 went. We'll have a quick look at the recap as well. Let's bring forward the map that we just witnessed and the maps that we will be witnessing right now. And OG, just having a look at Ascent, I mean, I think your thoughts will be extremely clear about it.
Yeah, so anybody who's just joining in, it's not a production error, it's not a graphic glitch, it's nothing. It's true, it's reality. We're in the real universe. You can pinch yourself because it's a 13-1 victory on Ascent, which I don't think anybody was expecting, especially walking into today. So, with the first map already bagged by a landslide of a margin by Reckoning, we're now gonna head into Haven. Now, Haven, a map with 3 sites, as everybody who plays Valorant for more than 10 hours knows. A map that's a little harder for, let's say, a team that's trying to synergize a little better, right? A map that requires you to have better rotations, a better read, not to fall susceptible to fakes. So Haven's what we're going to head into. And if, and only if, Orgless 5 even stand a chance, we might get the chance to go to split. But yeah, that's different level of expectation in and of itself. So we'll head to it.
Great
Each
expectations.
step along the journey. Haven, what do you think is the win condition now for Orgless? Because technically the backs are against the wall, single elimination. So if they take the L here, you can't take 2 L's and make them a W. You just have to take the W on the exit out of the tournament. So yeah, they're fighting for the tournament lives for all they care right now with this map.
That is true. And the thing is, for the side of Orgless 5, their method of victory, it's going to be kills, just win your gunfights. We'll talk about the agent compositions. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at the agent selection screen as well, because the members of Orgless 5, they don't want to waste any time. They have opted for double initiator alongside Sai on the chamber. So quite interesting. We have known KJ to be the staple of this map. However, with long hallways, with corridors being present, such as C long, A long, to an extent, even B long, you can say, or even mid, you can say that chamber can be viable right here. And for that very reason, Sai will be choosing that. Sai is someone who we have seen play a lot of, he's extremely versatile with his agent archetypes. First of all, previously he was playing the Jet. Right now he's playing the Sentinel chamber. We have seen him play the KO as well. And that's the thing, he doesn't shy away from picking these agents who I wouldn't say aren't in the meta, but aren't picked very often, such as chamber, such as KO, etc., etc. But moving on over towards the Reckoning side, I'd say that at the moment, they are looking, I mean, even they've gone for a double initiator setup. Agent. So as of now, there's only going to be a couple of different changes. The first is going to be Chamber versus Cypher. The other, Breach versus KO.
Oh, for sure, man. Breach, again, inherently is somewhat of a better setup agent. So if Chamber is what Sai wants to pick, I feel like it might be an ideal character for him. Chamber is a character where in any round, it's viable for him to still get a frag and fall back, just due to the fact of his abilities. Which play a huge factor in his viability as well, right? You have the option to run a double sniper when you have the chamber. You have his ultimate, which is quite frankly an operator but on steroids. So you have that covered. You also have the alarm bot, which allows you to play for information. On a map like Haven, you need that information to commit safe and consistent rotation. So all those boxes are ticked. Let's hope that their strat book as a big tick mark at the end, because their tournament lives are going to hope on it. We're going to head into Haven with the pistol round. You better hope it's going their way, right? They need to get off a flying start in the first half, or else we've seen what the Reckoning snowball is like. And boy, oh boy, that snowball, it could be the size of a mountain.
Absolutely. Reckoning, we have seen them build momentum time after time. I mean, Ascent, nothing else needs to be said. Ascent was just an example in of itself. They started winning and winning and winning, and they only gave away a single round to their opposition. That was that. Nothing else. Nothing more than that. Orgless 5 were not even able to snatch away 2 rounds. Nope. Only a single that they got in their bag. Hopefully on a Haven, they'll be looking to start off on a stronger foot because they need to. This is do or die for them. If they lose here, we won't be even seeing split. We won't be seeing Orgless 5 again in the Zotac Cup. They will be eliminated, and it is going to be Reckoning moving on forward to the next stage. So that is exactly why Orgless 5 have, like you said, their backs against the wall, an insurmountable task, but something that or that can happen. The thing is, they just have to go in, get into the server, and do it themselves. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short end, much like what Ascent was. It's going to be done and dusted extremely quickly, because Reckoning, they don't want to waste any time. We don't want to waste any time. So let's jump into the game. Let's start off the pistol round. Map number 2. It is going to be the side of Reckoning Esports on attack. Orgless 5. They have opted for defense. And now we can see which team will be getting the first kill and the first win.
For sure, man. I just hope Sai is absolutely feeling it. His team is going to be reliant on his ability to find success here. So it's going to be the defense, which Orgless 5 are going to start with. And the defense chamber is where it completely can get unlocked, right? A lot of defensive abilities in him. So this early setup, I explained this one very aggressively in Bad Love. For a change of tail, he's the one holding the angle as the plant goes in towards B. What's that deal gonna look like? Bad Love, he gets taken advantage of. Aya, with that kill, he's allowed to cause a little bit more chaos. 2 members now going to be playing the post line. In fact, there's 3 that he needs to be facing. He's buying crucial time for his team to get real estate in towards the site. He draws everybody else here, and as soon as that happens, Reckoning move back. That was Sai's opportunity to make big impact, and he fails to deliver. Aya, oh, the back turn as he finds a crucial kill, and now he's the only member standing. That could have been, that very well could have been Orgless taking that victory. The amount of time, the amount of rotations, the chaos that they threw Reckoning Esports' way. It's a darn miracle that they were able to keep their sails afloat, because that looked like a storm that would have drenched any ship.
Certainly was looking like something that the members of Reckoning had to weather, but whether they did, and it was all thanks to whether or not Deadly 10 could get kills, and so did Smokey. I mean, these 2 lads all by themselves, they won the round for the side of the attack, and now that allows them to potentially win their second as well, because we are spotting 4 Spectres on board alongside an Ares. As for Orgless 5, it's a cheaper buy. They are going for the eco, and very soon enough they'll get punished for it. Here's the opening kill. Vexy, he was trying to get a bit aggressive. That is, I mean, whatever you get your hands on, you have to try that in these eco rounds. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it did pay off, as it leads to a Spectre for the side of Orgless 5. However, 2 of their members have been tagged, and everyone, almost everyone, is on the backstab right now. No one is coming in from defender spawn. Everyone is looking here from mid, and Deadly 10 with this Ares, well, he can stand up to his name.
Flash and the peak. Oh my goodness. I don't like the way this gun sounds right now. It sounds way too deadly, dude. Imagine having this in your bonus. How viable on a map is it, like Ascent, like Haven, where there are specific spots that you can use as spam? Makes this very viable. Of course, at this point, maybe they're better off just chasing a couple of exits, getting maybe a frag or 2. Blackhawk is certainly feeling it. They were playing with him. They were toying with him. Is Blackhawk gonna try to... Oh, he tried to kill himself. He tried to kill himself, but it didn't happen. Oh, boy. Everybody drop an F. Everybody drop an F of Blackhawk right now, because he needs it.
I think Orgless 5 in general need that F for respect, because, okay, granted, it's only been 2 rounds, but given the context that they haven't won, like, they only won a single round on the Ascent, yeah, that's just bad for them. So Reckoning, it's going to be their bonus. They're not, I mean, the players who did survive, they'll just be going for the same buys. You can spot the Sheriff, you can spot the new Bulldog as well, the one with the buff, and let's see the amount of damage it can deal alongside, well, Deadly 10 with that very Sheriff is pushing into the bomb side, and Reckoning quite quickly, quite rapidly, they have taken side control as Sai, he gets the first headshot. It's going to be a Spectre retrieved for Deadly 10. However, a site retrieval is still due to the members of Orgless 5 as they are on to the retake.
Yeah, the numbers advantage finally nullified as Pixels gets that crucial kill. Now a 4 versus 4. Blackhawk push and deadly, perfect flash, perfect finish. The numbers still traded across the board as it's gonna be the defuse attempted, a beautiful tag. And now the utility, it's in the bag. This round is becoming far more unlikely as the seconds pass. The recon, it's doing its job, and so is Pixel. Aggression, calculated, measured, and executed. Perfectly done by Reckoning Esports, just trading numbers left, right, center.
Certainly, I mean, Reckoning are looking extremely strong right now, even with a weaker buy to an extent. Their positioning, their utility usage, the smokes, the cyber cages, everything that was going off in the bomb site was just helping the attackers more and more and more. So I have to say that Orgless 5, yet again, they have been backed off. They have been pushed down towards the cheapskate side of the of the gun shop, and they have upgraded pistols only to their name. Aya, he does get lit up. He's got his blade storm, a bold choice considering he doesn't have any armor and 70 HP only. So he better land his heads right now. Otherwise, well, the one ultimate that Orgless 5 have on board, that's also going to go to waste. Meanwhile, for Reckoning, they really do need their ults in this round, but they still will opt for the Cosmic Divide as Wimp, unfortunate. He misses a couple of his shots, he misses his life right now, and he misses when he was alive in this round. As the side of Orgless 5, well, 4 of their members are still here about and kicking. The spike is going to be planted. That's a peek from Deadly 10. Great pop flash, great peek, simple, good Valorant gameplay. And that allows Smokey to get rid of Fire as well, who had the Blade Storm, and it's just going to be Vexy all alone.
When did we see this yesterday, man? With Smoker just being an absolute menace, holding in a completely random spot, waiting for you to commit to that save call, and then he comes into action. And yesterday he was well accounted for as well. That's the difference. Today it feels like he's having a little more leverage. Of course, fear is an aspect of competitive gameplay that we don't usually talk about, right? Usually, when you break the enemy's minds, it becomes far easier to defeat them in the game. Reckoning are surely causing a dent in the morale and the minds of Orgless 5. They need to endure this though, as the defense finally looks equipped on equal standing. The reveal goes either way. Very courageous stuff for Vexy to even attempt that.
Oh my, the tag.
The other way. Beautiful tag, and the overload is now going to cost them to commit to the side. Blackhawk on the duty. He's able to find the timing, but not the kill. Very crucial stuff. The flash and the back. Deadly. He's lethal. He's potent. And it's everything required to send Orgless back into the next round. This was Orgless with big guns, and this was an even bigger statement made by Deadly.
Oh, bullets. I like that from Bad Love. Even though Bad Love was the first person to get tagged, we mentioned that how the tag came in, he was still the person who got the final kill. However, the brunt of everything lies on the shoulders of this one man and his pop flash. Deadly 10 and his pop flashes, the way they have been working. I mentioned this in the previous round as well, when he flashed through the Cosmic Divide, then got the kill onto Breach. So yeah, Blackhawk also couldn't really do much in that scenario. I've got to say, Deadly 10, he is genuinely living up to his name. I know everyone says that so many times, everyone makes the pun, but in this case, it is just extremely true. It's been 5 rounds, he has 9 kills, almost an average of 2 kills a round. That is just insane numbers he is putting up right now. And yet again, well, he achieves that, 2 kills, and he's looking for more. He spots the Jet, and at the moment, Aya though, the Jet who was spotted, gets the kill onto Bad Love. So that's a good trade for the members of Orgless 5, and it forces Reckoning to move away from the C-bomb side, but not before you can get the frag and get the trade and get both jets.
I know exactly where you are.
Yep, and it seems like Reckoning Esports knows exactly where Orgless 5 are, as they base their plant in towards the A side. Pretty standard stuff. And that round could have gone the other way, you know. I was just going for a gun there. Got spammed through that Cloudburst Vexy. Nice shot with the Sheriff. Lays down a recon with Deadly on the fallback. He doesn't get recon by it though. Oh, a whiff. Something that we didn't see much of. Luckily, Smoke was right around the corner to watch his teammate whiff and then finally clean up, put the mess under the rug, call it 6-0. Still say that they have not dropped a single round, so they're good to go. This seems to be what happened on Ascent. Is this gonna be a repeat? That's the only question, as it looks to be a bad love with the lethal weapon on his hands. He has himself his operator. We've seen the magic this guy delivers. Yeah. Now on the offense, let's see if he does the same, as it's an aggressive setup coming in from Orgless. Aya, this is reminiscent to the pistol. The only difference is in the pistol, patience wasn't the friend of Orgless. Let's hope that this time, patience leads its way to reward.
Certainly hope it does, for the sake of Orgless 5 and all of their fans watching as well, because right now this has been a tough beating, kind of like Ascent, and the beating only gets worse. Deadly 10 with the opening kill of the round, now peeking through garage, and just going for the suppressive utility, his incendiary, everything, his utility usage, perfect right now in allowing his team to push into bomb side. However, Spike is down, Deadly 10, his body is down as well, and in an instant, Orgless 5, the Hunter's Fury in all the chaos amongst it, allows them this short window to just take the advantage, grab it, and Aya from behind. He can't get the kill onto Bad Love. He didn't check the angle. He's watching behind, and Rio, he will die. Perhaps, maybe even Bad Love will. He's holding the angle. Now Bad Love is the only person alive, and he also falls to the ground. So in this case, everything works for Orgless 5, and this was a great showing for them.
This is what's required to get a single round. That was all the cards just playing perfectly in the way of Orgless. Can't rely on that to happen so many times and a half, right? 6-1, the leverage that Reckoning Esports has after winning consecutive rounds and this many in this fashion is the fact that their economy is bolstered by it. So they're not going to sweat whatsoever. For all they care, they have another buy walking into this round and a heavy commit towards C. They have the Cypher traps to watch out for any other kind of backstab. Wimp, I think he did get suppressed there, so he needs to play this one conservatively. He gives up control of C as they then take aggressive control towards A and then commit the rotation. So right now, they're looking for the full package. They're looking for the backstab. They're looking for the front lines to be supplemented. And Smoker has been an absolute chat with the backstab. Oh my god, he knew what's up. He tried to anticipate it, but it seems like every step along the journey is just Smoker having this advantage. Rio, beautiful job with the Hunter's Fury. If there happens to be anybody who needs to get commend for whatever Reckoning Esports have done throughout the tournament so far, it has to be Rio. Yesterday he was phenomenal. Today, it doesn't seem like he's fallen off an inch. Pixel to confirm that last frag on his side. Mind you, that was the operator. How many things could go wrong for Orgless in a day? I guess the counting just does not stop.
1 second, peeps. I gotta visit
Orgless, the amount they invested in this round in terms of their ults as well, it was a great ordeal. I mean, everyone invested their ults. There are no ultimates remaining on board from either one of these teams, from any 10 of the players. So I have to say that right now, the fact that it didn't pay off, the Rolling Thunder was looking extremely well. However, then came the counter Hunter Fury from Rio, and that just entirely decimated whatever Orgless 5 were planning in their retake, and nothing much could really be done about it. Now, on the other hand, it's another round, it's another day. This round is just going to be played on the basis of your primary, secondary, signature abilities, and obviously your gunfights. And in a manner, Reckoning, they have just been winning their gunfights. Yet again, another example of that. Wimp as the Astra, the only controller on Orgless 5 is gone. So on defense, holding down the attack will be difficult. Reckoning can still plan whatever execute they want. They have plenty of smokes. They have plenty of Astra stars for cover. The only thing is, they're just looking for a few more kills. But no, they have side control. While I was talking that, Reckoning quite literally walked into the bomb side, planted the spike, and went away.
Is a man disadvantaged. No ultimates up. Retake Pixels.
Oh man.
Juicing every bit of the advantage. And he's on the verge of an ace. He knows exactly where Vexy is. He gets capped though.
No charges left.
And Smoker capping the final kill of the round. 8-1. This is just no fun. Wow. Pixels. Whew. Those headshots are darn crispy. I almost said cripsy there, so yeah. Just if you're missing the other caster, there's always Gauntlet around, so don't worry, man. We have all your favorite ones in the bag.
I mean, I don't think anyone who watched Gauntlet today will be missing out on the action because, you know, on Gauntlet as well, Reckoning Esports, yeah, they had an insane showing. And right now, I would consider this as an insane showing as well, considering they're playing against all the best players in the region.
Oh my god,
Speaking of one of
Jabaited!
the best players, Wim, yeah, just the dive agent, the function being perfected right now by Bad Love. He gets into the bomb site as well. Now against the other jet. Another headshot. That's the third. And no one can even stand. No one can even stand against the members. Oh, he's got the classic updraft. Okay, Blackhawk gets the kill. But that was just insane from Bad Love right there.
Oof, man, they just can't help themselves making plays at this moment. Reckoning Esports. Is this too little too late for the side of Orgless? They've called a timeout when it's 9-1. This seems like it's beyond the scope of recovery. Like, way beyond. The only thing that's even going the way of... No, there's nothing even going the way. I was gonna say economy, maybe ultimates. Nah. Nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate, I have to say. Now, the side of Orgless 5, yeah, the previous map, there's yeah, their year hasn't started in the best manner. Hopefully they can improve it. I mean, they have to, and they certainly can. That is exactly what they owe to themselves and what they owe to all of their fans sitting at home cheering for them. Because right now I have to say, with them losing the best of 3 in the Gauntlet as well to God Particles, with them just having this defeat, I mean, well, what is shaping up to be another similar defeat to Ascent against Reckoning Esports, Orgless 5 really have got to make sure that they start on the upward trend for later tournaments, and they start on this trend as soon as possible. I don't doubt they'll be board reviewing. I don't doubt they'll be putting in all the work behind the scenes, but there are still key factors that they have to improve on. And I don't think they need someone like me or anyone in the audience watching to tell them about this. I think they know they're well aware of their faults at the moment.
Yeah, you better hope so. Because they're forced in completely into this. Perhaps praying for a 9-3 half. Oh, the peak. Bad Love. That was a little off edge. They do spot out Aya though, so a keen eye for aggression here, Reckoning Esports. Ooh. Anticipating and understanding what lies ahead of them. Bad Love though did not anticipate that peak whatsoever. Man advantage, weapons are at arm's length. Side though, a huge pick-off for Pixels to find, as that was one of the sole defenders of the A side, Wimp. He's been nullified in this close quarter combat on multiple occasions, but Smoker doesn't seem to be expecting it. Oh no!
Exactly
The tables turn, and so does that fight. The man advantage for Reckoning as they force the issue on Aya. They know exactly where the puzzle has fallen apart and they're piecing it all together. Although Pixels can piece his attack together. Deadly, his aggression already anticipated. Smoker, playing close range, will be able to hear the fallback. Easy peasy lemons, easy double digits, please.
Last round before the switch.
I just have to watch this in the instant. Oh, there was the ding. And I don't know if this was because of the nerf to Spectre. I don't know if this was because of the missed shots. Whatever it was just unfortunate. Wim, like you exactly mentioned, OG, just entirely been nullified, and you know, he's been put in this just redundant position with only 3 kills as of now alongside Sai. For the side of Orgless 5, it's not a good position they find themselves in. I have to say that Reckoning is... Wait, Aya, what? Why did he dash? I'm sorry. There is no logical explanation as to what Aya just did, other than he just fat-fingered and accidentally dived forward instead of backward.
I
I have to say, yeah,
Ooh.
a good round looking for Reckoning at the moment, unless
Bye-bye.
obviously they change it.
All right, they have the ultimate up on Sai. He needs to create brilliance with this. Again, I think the play was they were like on comms, bro, jaldi jaldi se ja, and they were getting into the choke point, but there wasn't that flash setup, right? That's often required. That's what the empty piece in the puzzle was. They have information in towards the B side. It's gonna be the spike drop that C, so that's all they have to defend. And now they know that it's the front lines that's at question. In fact, Sai is just looking the other way for insurance's sake. I love these lineups that we are getting to see from Rio at the moment. They are enough
30 seconds
information to clear the site and to clear it for the plant.
Planted.
Smoker. The recon instantly dealt with, so Vexy does not anticipate this angle whatsoever. Smoker spots the shoulder, and that was the advantage going his way. Oh, he finally gets it side. Could come phenomenal on the clutch. No, why? Why did he retract the ultimate?
I was thinking, you know, in the time to like get back, like pop the gun back, it wouldn't have enough time. Regardless, there were some dodgy plays. I still can't get over the jet dashing into the crosses and into the attackers, not the other way around. That's that. What's done is done. This is just an exact carbon copy, a replication of what happened on the centers right now. Reckoning Esports, they are looking very strong. They are looking to end this 13-1 as well. And now we start off with the pistol round of the second half. Orgless 5, they are the ones on attack. They are looking for everyone and all of the members to push towards A and to go for an A split take. Meanwhile, Reckoning, they've got Sova, they've got Jet to hold them off. They've got a bit of suppressive utility from KO as well. Recon dots, everything going off. Now, do they have the information that the attackers are about to flood this corner extremely soon? It is feeling like that, and we do see Kyo rotating over as well. Deadly 10 is also going to be making his way into the A bomb side. 10 HP on Aya, and that is the first death, and that is going to be the execute happening from Orgless 5, but the execute that has been shut down by Rio all alone.
Yeah, Blackhawk just jumping his way to the cup. B. Bad love, can't find it. Rio, he's gonna be delivered the quad. Is he gonna get the ace? Finally, let's see it. The tap.
Oh,
I'll tear through you all.
And a slap. That was a rush completely shut down, as he not only can kill with a shock dart, but he has his trusty ghost alongside him. So he sends them all back into their grave.
Apparently, Jet and Sova wasn't enough for Orgless 5. Apparently, Sova was enough for Orgless 5 to, you know, just try and get into the bomb side. But the Sova, yeah, he was enough by himself. I mean, Rio, great ace. And now this feels like another great way to end this best of 3 and end the journey of Orgless 5 in this tournament, I have to say. Because the Reckoning Esports, they are just looking far too better. We are going to be seeing another force fire from O5. Aya pushes into the bomb side. Good first kill. However, with everyone else pushing in, and this no stop from Bad Love, the execute has just been shut down again.
Yeah, I mean, they're walking into a stack here, Orgless. And now, it feels like the hope, it's depleting. Sai, a little bit of redemption as he gets that one kill. See, for the sake of it, nullifies the advantage. Vexy is left with a 1 versus 2, which is doable. But still, 12-1. The only thing that they're hoping for is avoiding the same result as the match prior. Plan should be going down comfortably. No utility for the post plan on the side of Vexy apart from that recon dart. And he needs to potentially play this one aggressive, find that opening pick. Rather, he's gonna play it on the back of an angle and gamble that this works out in his favor. Not gonna be easy though, because Reckoning, they're playing this one together. They're playing this one the way a 2v1 is supposed to be played, except for Smoker just bunny hopping his way through. And that was just... Man, it's like a kangaroo peak, bro. 13-1. It is done. This is a statement. Reckoning Esports have thrown to the wind, saying fear us, as they take a dominant victory over an Orgless 5 that in paper has very strong name, but theory, it is just a superior game coming in from Reckoning.
Certainly so. I mean, look at the damage Reckoning have done. 13-1, 13-1. Only 2 rounds given to the side of Orgless 5 over the course of like 2 hours. I mean, this wasn't 2 hours of Valorant gameplay. This was just like any percent speed run. Let's get through it. You know, they should go on speedrun.com if I'm being honest. But
Yeah.
all speedrun jokes side, all 13-1 jokes side, I mean, for the side of Orgless 5, it is extremely clear that they need to work on certain aspects, especially if they start facing off against stronger teams. And the more they climb up the ladder, the more they try to regain their former glory, what once was, you know, like EXO Esports and like their entire roster of those 5 members. Obviously, that roster is not there anymore. The org isn't there anymore. But if they're still trying to regain their former glory, it's gonna take a while. They have to start right from the bottom. The players may have experience, but as a team, they are right at the bottom of the food chain and they have to climb up and up. And I mean, again, one of the best ways to climb through is by playing tournaments. They had a good journey right now. They won the round of 16s, but just against the side of Reckoning, who, by the way, are looking extremely potent, extremely deadly. I have to say that, yeah, Orgless 5 just ended up faltering.
Yeah, and this is also, like you said, a little saddening to see. It's a result of the roster change madness that we usually do expect from the South Asian region. So, for anybody who's relatively new to Valorant, for anybody who's heading into making a new team and is looking at Valorant to invest their career into, one thing that you always should keep in mind is a roster change usually is not the answer that you're looking for. It should be the last resort. So, any up and comers, I just hope that that's the mentality going forward, because this is the effect of what changing just 2 players in your roster could do. It could make your game plan and it can make your synergy completely go flat. And you have to work from it from the get go, like you said, CCV. So let's quickly head to the highlights and relive the Reckoning wreck train that we did get to see, because at the end of the day, they were the wreck train and they bought in the train wreck.
They certainly did. I mean, they brought all the fights to Orgless 5, and Orgless 5, they tried to fight, but they just couldn't. It just wasn't enough. Round after round after round, Reckoning was just winning and winning and winning, and I have to say that there was no sort of reply from Orgless 5. There was a reply for 1 round, but that was that. Nothing much other than that. So valiant effort from Orgless 5, but in reality below expectations. Even though we know that this roster has had changes, they've had drops and stuff, the organization, with all of that being changed, we still would have wanted and we still would have expected more from players of this caliber, not 13-1, not 13-1, 13-1 on both the maps. So with that being said and done, I have to say that it was a great try. Even looking at this from a strategical perspective, even though most of the match was won from Reckoning, just based on communication, reading, I think reading the plays was far better and far more obvious on Ascent as well, with how Reckoning were playing on their defense. On this map here, there were certain instances of that happening, but honestly, on Ascent, Reckoning were just showing their prowess with how they can read their opponents and how they're trying to make those plays. Other than that, yeah, strategically as well, looking at the compositions, I have to say both the teams, they tried something nice. I did like the Sova KO, especially, Deadly 10 with the KO. He can be a KO main. For him, the exceptions can be made with how you would like a Sky, you would like a Breach. No, if it's Deadly 10, his pop flashes, they are extremely valuable and influential into getting those fights going in your favor.
Yeah, dude, and that Spectre's Dhoka, as we like to call it. Ooh, that hurts, especially when you get the dink and you can't confirm it only because of the range. Yeah, dude, I just see a boatload of potential on the side of roster which hasn't been unlocked yet. So hopefully they can take this as a learning experience and can work on wherever they feel like they made a mistake. Because like you keep reiterating, sometimes we might have a point, sometimes the audience might have a point, and it might not might not be valid. It's only the players who have gone through the thick of it, who have actually competed with and against each other. So it's their call to make, and whatever call they make, I just hope that it's the right one. Because these names, they do deserve better closure. Sadly, that's a liberty that they're not going to be able to get this time around. Courtesy of Reckoning's performance, a whitewash on either side, both on Ascent and Haven. They look like they had control top, down, under. Yeah, this is going to be a scary team that now has made their presence well known. Considering it's going to be single elimination, now everybody's going to be prepared for a reckoning. I reckon. So I just hope that with that surprise factor, or with that quote unquote shine taken off, they can still do the same madness that we've gotten to enjoy for the past 2 days. So let's quickly head to the map recap in case you're just joining us, so we can have a small visual representation of what just happened. Yeah, believe your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Believe your eyes. If you need a hug, I wish I could give one to you, because I wish I can give one to Orgless right now, in fact.
Absolutely. And for the side of Orgless 5, I think more than a hug, they need to sit together, have a board review session. But I wish I could give that, but then again, my review would be just all 5 members buy ops. That's the best. But other than that, all 5 members, they definitely need to refresh their mindset heading on over to their next few matches, whichever tournament they play, whoever or whomever they play against as well, because it has been a rough start to the year. And I don't think anyone can deny that. I think the players themselves are well aware of it, but it still doesn't mean that everything is going to go bad. No, we've seen many a times teams, even at the tail end of the season or even at the tail end of years, improve imminently. And with that being said and done, Orgless 5, I think they have the potential. They certainly do. I mean, look at the names associated with that team. Look at the names in the team as well. Sooner rather than later, they are going to break through and they are going to find the success. But for now, unfortunate that their journey in the Zotac Cup comes to an end, but very fortunate and very good for the side of Reckoning that they got through another stage of the qualifiers. They got through their first best of 3 pretty scotch-free, I have to say. Like, this wasn't pressurizing at all. And on the mental state of the players, I know Reckoning have been playing for a long time today. They started playing at 12 p.m. over the Gauntlet, and right now they have just finished. But all of those being victories, not losing a single map today, even though they may be tired, but I think everyone in the roster of Reckoning is going to be extremely satisfied and happy with how they have played right now. And I think the fans, on a different note, are going to be happy with our second game as well. OG, this is not our only best of 3 today. We also have another South Asian affair up and coming in a couple of hours, which is going to be Velocity up against, Team RH Optimist Esports. That is going to be, well, we are seeing Velocity for the first time in 2022 after their break.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun to see whether their new face turns out to be a great face. Of course, Velocity, one of the most beloved teams in India. So it's going to be nice to see what they have to show, especially in the Zotac Cup, where it's either win or lose. If you lose, you're out. If you win, you go further. And again, a huge shout out to our sponsors, powered by NVIDIA, LG Ultragear, some of the best monitors that you can go for in case you are looking to be an up-and-coming Valorant pro. You'll be safe in their hands. Crucial, you get reliability, you get super fast information with their SSD. Make sure your games always load fast so you can maybe install up, cough, it's going to be nerfed. Yeah, Rise got you. And Corsair, in case you're looking for extra good, extra comfortable, and reliable peripherals, they always got you in the bag. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that we take a quick off. I think we're going to have another amazing best of 3. So do subscribe, do hit the bell, so you do not lose out on any of this top tier Valorant content. Other than that, it's me, OG, and CCV joining you for this one. And it's been quite the day. Hopefully it ends up a better and we have a closer series. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we must bid farewell. So see you again in a couple of hours, I guess. But yeah, the Valorant action is going to be delivered in a silver platter.
Yes.